Today we're going to do some silk painting. This is the pattern that I have drawn that we're going to use. You can just draw your pattern onto paper. You can copy it from a coloring book. You can get it online. I think this is a fish that I pulled off online. Lots of different ways to get a pattern. This silk that I'm going to use today is very lightweight. And as you can see, I can see my pattern very easily. If I'm using a heavier silk and I'm like making something to wear, like a garment, then I would use a heavier silk and my light box. I'm going to be demonstrating on this small piece of heavier weight silk. This is about a 16 mummy. So I've got my light box and I taped my design down and I'm taping my silk down. And then I trace it with a friction heat erasable pen. And I would just go around and trace all the lines that I want to use. When I'm done tracing, then I put it onto a frame. And these are just stretcher bars. So here you can see my pattern is on there. And these are the Guttas that I like.
So you just pinned that pattern,
yeah.
I mean that silk that you drew onto this
onto
wooden
the
frame.
silk. And I just put it onto a wooden frame to make it tight. The Gutta that I like to use is Pebeo, and it's in a tube. That way I don't have to transfer it into a little squeeze bottle with a tiny little nib. And I just go around the lines that I have traced on. Gutta means little fences. And what it does is it prevents the liquid dye from just running all over the place. And I'm just putting a tiny bit of pressure on the tube to make it come out nice and even. I'm using two different colors. I'm doing some of it in the gold and some of it in the clear. When this dries, then it's ready to go.
These are the paints.
Yeah. This is Dye-Na-Flow is one of the brands that I use. The other brand is Setasilk, either one. And you can buy sets of the Dye-Na-Flow online that are in just these little bottles. So you start with water. I'll just put a little bit in some cups here. And then I'm going to get my colors out.
So you use little eyedroppers?
I use just these little eyedroppers to get just a few drops of color.
Mixed with the water.
Mixed with water.
So would you say like maybe, depends on how opaque
Depends
you
on
want
how dark you want it.
it. Right.
And you can test it on a piece of paper towel. I also need a little bit darker color, so I'm going with this claret to make me a little bit darker color for the shading. Just little watercolor brushes, little flat ones, little pointy ones. Okay, and what I'm going to do, because of the way I want to paint it, this one has dried Gutta on it, but you can see I'm going to just put some water on first.
Okay.
Because of the way that I want to paint this. So I'm going to put some water on a couple of different pieces. Okay, and I'm going to start with my light color. And you start away from the edge. So kind of in the middle.
Because it bleeds out.
It bleeds out. It runs out like little piggies in a pen. It runs out to the edges. And then I'm going to use some of this darker while it's still damp to shade with, to make it look. And because the water's already there, it will blend but the dye is running to the edges where the Gutta is. Now all this fluffy stuff, I'm going to put some water in. And then I'm going to just drop a few bits of color in them, let them kind of run about. Now, because I have some white Gutta lines in there, as well as the gold lines, they're going to stop, and it just makes that flowy stuff that jellyfish have. And I need to shade it and let it run down just up at the top here, just a little bit. I could probably even use a little darker color. I'm adding just little drops of blue to shadow this just a little bit more. But as you saw, I just used literally just drops of the dye, so it goes a long ways. I would do this to all of my jellyfish. I can change the colors. Some of them can be more orange. They don't have to be realistic. Some can be yellow, blue. But anyway, now I'm going to show you my technique for water. First, I'm going to choose 3 shades of blue.
To make the ocean.
To make the ocean. And you only need a few drops. You use a bigger brush to make some water.
And if you need to switch your water, go ahead and switch it to clean water.
Yeah, I could have used clean water here. And I'm just putting water down.
So you're getting all of the area that you want to be
that
ocean
I want to
wet.
Be the ocean.
With
I'm
water.
Just getting it wet with water. And I'm going to start with my lightest color. And I will just put a little bit of water in here.
Some lighter blue.
But I'm not going to touch where I just did the blue. And it's going to run and join up with its blue.
So keep it separated?
I can keep a white line in the middle of there. You'll see why in just a little bit. Now, I'm going to take some of this turquoise and do the same thing where it's wet. But I'm not going to go all the way. And I need to make these different sizes of blobs. Now, when we let this sit for a while, it's going to kind of blend, but it'll leave some white lines in there.
There's a silk painting where she let the white kind of marble through it, so it looked like water. So eventually that jellyfish one will look like this type of a thing. And these paints here, Dye-Na-Flow, Setasilk, they also can be done on cotton, but today we're doing silk painting. So if you're doing silk painting, it should be done on 100% silk. Bright colored parrot picture is a silk painting put into a frame. This is a silk painting.
And then the one behind it. I don't think that one is silk.
There it is.
That isn't. But that is.
You could make clothes with your silk paintings. And she made this jacket, it's a shell jacket, and she makes clothes all the time.
And that, the red one, is a silk painting as well.
This is a silk painted jacket as well.
Okay.
And then this one just shows the water technique where you leave the white for it to kind of blend in. This is a silk painted jacket too. This is also what you could do with your silk paintings. Another. See, there's a ton of things you could do with your silk paintings.
Then you can use your scraps too.
This little 2-piece scarf jacket is also a silk painting. And this. There's so much you could do. And this little kimono is also a silk painting made out of, I think, 2 scarves.
Let it dry for at least a day or two, and then iron it, hot iron, cotton setting, and no steam. But after it's all dried and ironed really good, both sides, then you rinse it. And if there's any dye that's loose, it'll come off. Hang it to dry until it's damp, and then you iron it, and it'll be nice and smooth and ready for you to make whatever you want to make out of it.